fighting out of the Gap on Tip Gym in Leeds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Hannah Brady.
Starts to melt the Scottish fighter and lands two big right hands. Woohoo!
Makes quick work of playing ranking and look at the world to celebrate.
Hannah Brady stepped in front of the camera, calm, confident, and she sent a message that set the whole fight world on fire. She looked straight into the lens and said, "Hi, I'm Hannah Brady. I'm fighting Dakota Ditcheva tomorrow in the main event. I'm really excited because last year I fought on the undercard. You'll be in for a good show tomorrow and I can't wait to see you there."
Hi, I'm Hannah Brady. I'm fighting Dakota Ditcheva tomorrow on the main event. I'm really excited because last year I fought on the undercard. You'll be in for a good show tomorrow and I can't wait to see you there.
Short, sweet, and loaded with meaning. Hannah wasn't just talking to the fans. She was talking directly to Dakota. She was announcing herself. She was telling the world, "I belong here. I'm ready. Come and get it." But Dakota didn't blink. He fired straight back, and what she said sent chills down the spine of everyone who heard it. "I'm Dakota Ditcheva. I'm 19 years old and I train out of Northern Spirit in Wigan and Salford. I've been around it for all my life, really. From being young, I was pushing my little doll's prams around the class while she's teaching, clinging onto her leg under the table. I was just around it forever, really. I was just born into it, I think. And then when I was 4 years old, I had a couple of fights."
I'm 19 years old and I train out of Northern Spirit Muay Thai and Sail. I've been around it for all my life, really, so from being young, I was pushing my little doll's prams around the class while she's teaching here and clinging onto her leg and under the table, and you know, I was just around it forever, really, so I was just born into it, I think. And then when I was 4 years old, I had a couple of fights.
4 years old. 4. While most kids were learning to read, Dakota Ditcheva was already throwing hands. And that tells you everything you need to know about what is coming. But it didn't stop there. Dakota took it even further, going to Twitter and dropping one final message to the world, letting everyone know she wasn't just prepared for this fight, she was born for it. Dakota Ditcheva's early career starting with this iconic clash against Hannah Brady that took place on March 10, 2018, at the Bolton Macron Stadium in Bolton, England. This is where the legend began. Let's get into it. To understand how big this fight was, you have to understand the context. Hannah Brady was no pushover. She was a tough, relentless, physically strong fighter, the kind of girl who makes every single opponent uncomfortable. She walks forward, she doesn't stop, she doesn't back up, and she was stepping into the main event, hungry to prove she was the real deal.
Success.
Brady continues to surge. Going to the body, going to the head. Let's call it, he's removed, 30 seconds to go.
Attacking the body as well, Hannah Brady, great.
Dakota, on the other hand, was just 19 years old. But don't let that fool you. She had been eating, sleeping, and breathing martial arts since before she could walk. She was trained out of Northern Spirit, a respected gym, and she carried the weight of an electric. And from the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't going to be just another fight. Round 1, and Dakota Ditcheva immediately took over the center of the ring. She was long, rangy, fast. She fired off quick jabs, controlled the distance with her reach, and started landing solid body kicks almost instantly. The commentary team at ringside couldn't help but notice it. She was tall, technical, and moving beautifully.
Long and gangly.
Hannah Brady came forward aggressively. She always does, but Dakota's footwork kept her out of danger. Every time Brady tried to close the gap, Dakota was already gone, resetting, finding a new angle. Dakota's timing was razor sharp. She connected with clean combinations and finished exchanges with precise knees in the clinch. Brady tried countering with low kicks and hooks, but Dakota's defense absorbed everything and came right back with counters.
As she comes in, she's really good in the clinch as well. She's going to close that distance, she's got to really work in that clinch.
She looks stiff, doesn't she, Brady? Like
she
stiff
does,
with the technique.
Looks a bit cold.
Yeah.
Round 1, no question, Dakota Ditcheva. She had set the tone, and the crowd already knew they were watching something special. Hannah Brady came out for round 2 with a different plan. She wanted to make it a brawl. She wanted to get in close, mess up Dakota's rhythm, and break her down physically. And for a moment, it almost worked.
Good knee.
She needs first. Scored with that left knee. Scores. Locking her head down. Brady. Better knee scoring going on from Ditcheva here.
Brady threw combinations in bursts, pushed forward, and tried to drag Dakota into a grinding war. The commentators noted it. Brady was physically strong, really strong, and she was scoring in the clinch, landing knees making Dakota work for every exchange. But here's what separated Dakota even at 19 years old. She stayed calm. She didn't panic. She didn't rush. She just kept scoring. Her kicks grew heavier as the round went on, landing cleanly on Brady's ribs and arms. Her confidence was rising. She mixed up punches to the head and powerful kicks to the body, and she closed the round with a sharp left hook and a right body kick that had the crowd on their feet.
Good knee from Brady. Some nice leg kicks before that from Ditcheva. Needs to find space there. Nice body kick.
The commentary team was floored. One of them said it perfectly. She was technically very, very good. Beautiful to watch. But there was a real question. Was there enough power behind those shots? Brady answered that herself by refusing to go down. She kept coming forward, kept pressing, showed the kind of heart that earns respect no matter what side of the result you're on. But a sharp elbow mid-round stunned Brady momentarily, and Dakota pounced. Quick combinations, reset, more damage. Brady's toughness was undeniable, but Ditcheva's precision and dominance, also undeniable.
Style.
Nice body kick. Negated by the just walking in, just grabbing. That was a better knee from her though. Good scores.
I don't think Brady's hurting Ditcheva
No, I don't.
at all, you know.
By round 4, Brady was digging deep. She threw looping punches and tried to trap Dakota against the ropes. One final attempt to turn the tide. But Dakota slipped out effortlessly, countered with sharp kicks, and landed a spinning kick midway through the round that caught Brady completely off guard.
Score for score, knee for knee.
Good knees.
The crowd erupted. Solid knees followed in the clinch. Dakota's ring awareness was on full display. She was controlling distance, controlling the pace, and making every exchange work in her favor. The commentators summed it up perfectly. The speed was with Ditcheva. The persistence was with Brady. But speed was winning. Final round. And Dakota Ditcheva knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't take unnecessary risks. She didn't go for the finish she didn't need. She stayed composed, landed clean strikes, kept her defense tight, and closed the fight strong with a series of sharp shots in the final seconds that left absolutely no doubt. When the bell rang, both fighters embraced in mutual respect, because that's what real fighters do. And then the judges' scorecards were read. Dakota Ditcheva, winner, unanimous decision. From that night in Bolton, one thing was crystal clear. Dakota Ditcheva was destined for greatness. At just 19 years old, she showed surgical precision, elite distance control, and the composure of a seasoned champion. Hannah Brady showed incredible heart. She survived 5 brutal rounds and never took a single step backward. Respect to her.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, tonight making her professional debut, representing Phoenix MMA. Please welcome Perry Ison.
Flinch from Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota just spinning back elbow just missed, and this is the thing, and another, and a knee,
Straight across
and another elbow, and another.
That's opened up a cut on Ison's head. Big back elbow.
No.
Perry Ison, the very first professional opponent of Dakota Ditcheva, has just sent a massive bombshell message. She said, "It's really good. Whatever comes my way, I just say yes. The end goal is to just be the best at what I can do. Wherever that may be, just be the best."
It's real good.
So what do you think's next for you? Anyone on your mind or anything on your mind?
Anything really, anything. I always say whatever comes my way, I just say yes. I mean,
What's the end goal?
the end goal is to just be the best at what I can do.
yeah, wherever that may be, just be the best.
And Dakota Ditcheva did not stay silent. She fired back immediately. Dakota said, "I'm just going to watch the fighters fight their first round of the tournament. It's not often that I go to shows where I'm not weight cutting and getting in the cage myself. There's one fight still left to do in my division, which we'll be fighting tomorrow night. So I'm excited to see the two girls battle it out."
I'm just going to watch the fighters basically fight their first round of the tournament, which I'm excited to be here and not be fighting. You know, it's not often that I go to shows where I'm not weight cutting and getting in the cage myself. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's one fight still left to do in my division, which we'll be fighting tomorrow night. So I'm excited to see the two girls fight.
And if that was not enough, Dakota also went to Twitter and sent a message that stopped the entire MMA world in its tracks. 2 fighters, 2 messages, 1 massive story. Carrie Isom versus Dakota Ditcheva. Not inside the cage this time, but in the media. And trust me, the words being thrown are just as sharp as the punches. Stay with us until the very end because you do not want to miss a single second of this.
Carrie thinks she's seen something that she can exploit the first time.
Yeah, I think it's the sole of Dakota's foot. Several times. Big push kick again. Really working well for Dakota. That one straight through the middle. And already marking up her opponent's face.
Big knee.
Before we get into what was said and what it all means, let's remind ourselves who Carrie Isom is and why her words carry weight in this conversation. Carrie Isom was the opponent Dakota Ditcheva faced in her very first professional MMA fight. The bout took place at Celtic Gladiator 30 on September 12th, 2021. Carrie came into that fight with full confidence, complete belief that she would walk out with a victory against this unknown newcomer. She was experienced, she was determined, and she was not taking Dakota lightly at all.
Some good grappling stuff with Jimmy Johnson there in the corner.
But in the clinch, Dakota, the knees, the elbows. This young lady likes to strike.
But what happened inside that cage told a completely different story. Dakota Ditcheva, calm and composed from the very first bell, controlled the entire fight. Sharp combinations, precise footwork, relentless pressure. Carrie barely had a clean answer for any of it. With just 11 seconds left in the first round, Dakota landed a clean right hand followed by a devastating flurry that left Carrie completely unable to defend herself. The referee stepped in and stopped the fight at 4 minutes and 49 seconds of round 1.
Around the face, Carrie, but I've got to give this woman props. She stepped in the cage already with Dakota. She knows what she's getting into, and she feels she can do something different this time.
Yeah, she closed the distance, wants to shoot for the legs so she doesn't eat too many of those knees. Punishing knees in the clinch from Dakota there.
Dakota Ditcheva, winner by TKO. Her professional career had officially begun, and it began with a statement. Now here is what makes this story even more interesting. Carrie Isom is not just any fighter who lost and disappeared into the background. She is someone who has continued to grind, continued to compete, and continued to push herself in this sport. She has taken every loss as a lesson, and every win as fuel. The fact that she is still in the conversation, still talking about being the best, still pushing forward after being stopped by one of the most talented fighters on the planet, that tells you everything you need to know about her character. This is a fighter with heart, a fighter with pride, and a fighter who clearly has not forgotten that night at Celtic Gladiator 30. That memory drives her every single day, and now she has made sure the whole world knows it.
Dakota just spinning back elbow, just missed. And this is the thing, and another, and a knee.
Straight across
and another elbow, and another.
That's opened up a cut on Isom's head. Big back elbow.
No quit in Isom at all as she throws back, though.
Yeah, still coming forward. Dakota
trying again.
Now on the surface, those words might sound humble, but in the context of MMA, coming from a fighter who was stopped by Dakota Ditcheva in round 1 of her professional debut, this statement carries enormous weight. Carrie is essentially sending a message to Dakota and to the entire division, that she is not done, that she is still hungry, that she is still coming. She is not mentioning Dakota by name. She does not have to. Everyone in this sport knows exactly who she is talking about when she says she wants to be the best. This is a fighter who lost to the champion and is still grinding, still pushing, still believing she can reach the top. And that kind of mentality is dangerous for anyone in a competitive division.
Kind of like watching the US Open final last night.
And Isom is slinging some leverage, coming in, closing the distance.
Wow, she's swinging hard and swinging angry now because she needs, big knee! And another!
Dakota is not even focused on Carrie Isom. She is not worried. She is not rattled. She is sitting ringside at a tournament, completely relaxed, enjoying the show, watching other fighters compete while she rests comfortably at the top of the mountain. She does not need to call anyone out. She does not need to make threats. She is simply saying, I am the champion, I am unbothered, and when it is time to fight, I will fight. But Dakota was not finished. She also took to Twitter and sent a message to the entire MMA world, and the post immediately went viral. Supporters flooded the replies, fellow fighters took notice, media outlets picked up the story, and suddenly Carrie Isom's original message looked even bolder, because now the entire world was watching this back and forth play out in real time.
Slides that knee across. See how she's trapping her legs at the same time.
Stepping over now, and again, just the hat. Is she gonna slide that knee over the belly into the mount?
I can foresee some elbows coming potentially from this position. Punches for Dakota, raining down. Carrie really needs to improve her position.
No, referee's seen enough at Dakota Ditcheva.
This is the power of social media in modern combat sports. A fighter does not need a press conference or a formal call-out to start a rivalry anymore. A single post, a single quote, a single interview clip. And within hours, the whole community is buzzing. Both Carrie and Dakota understand this. They both know how to work the narrative. And right now, whether intentional or not, they have created one of the most compelling storylines in women's MMA. This is what happens when two fighters, even those not currently scheduled to meet in a rematch, start exchanging words publicly. The narrative builds, the tension grows, and fans start dreaming about what a second fight could look like.
She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at presenting a reigning, defending of the world, Amanda.
Her bad. Nunes said she could knock her out. She still got her down. Nearly out on her feet.
Amanda Nunes is the one opponent Dakota Ditcheva has never had to deal with, and that matters. The MMA world loves to hype Ditcheva's spotless 15-0 record and her PFL championship run, but that success came at a very convenient time. Amanda Nunes, the greatest female fighter ever, was already gone. With the division's final boss retired, the danger level dropped significantly. Dakota's rise may be impressive, but it happened without facing the one woman who would have truly tested whether she belongs at the very top.
Oh, Nunes! Oh, she hit the double! She hurt her! Oh!
An undefeated champion's reign could be in serious jeopardy. A legend thought to be retired has returned, and a collision course between two worlds is being set. This is not speculation. This is not hype. This is the reality check the combat sports world needs to hear right now.
Oh, Nunes was... Oh! Huge head kick for Nunes! Amanda Nunes, the queen of the jungle!
But now a storm is brewing on the horizon. The Brazilian legend who rewrote the rulebook on dominance has officially ended her retirement. Amanda Nunes is back, and with her return, Dakota Ditcheva's undefeated run and possibly her entire career trajectory is suddenly in serious danger. If their paths collide, it could change everything. On June 5, 2025, the MMA world stopped. Amanda Nunes, after 2 years in retirement, announced her comeback. But this isn't just any fighter returning. This is the woman who held 2 UFC championships simultaneously. This is the fighter who defended titles across 2 divisions while holding both. This is the only multi-division champion in UFC history to retire with both belts.
Do I think Amanda Nunes fights again? You just said yes.
And question for Kayla. There we go.
Which means that me booing her in Canada was right because I knew that she was retiring too early, just like Dana said, and just like you guys are all seeing. She's not done. She's just sitting there in the sidelines to see what happens because she didn't want to fight that trilogy fight like I was asking for.
In her own words, Nunes said, "I just want to fight again. I decided to come back for something that I really enjoy. That's why I left for 2 years, because I didn't want to be burned out. I got the rest that I needed.
I just want to fight again. I decided to come back for something that I really enjoy to be in. Honestly, that's why I left for 2 years, because I don't want to be burned out. I got the rest that I need and everything."
Let me put this in perspective. Nunes has an 88.9% win rate in the UFC, one of the highest in the organization's history. She's scheduled to fight for the Bantamweight Championship against Kayla Harrison on January 24, 2026 at UFC 324. But here's where it gets interesting for Dakota Ditcheva. Nunes fights at bantamweight, 135 pounds. Ditcheva is the flyweight queen at 125 pounds. That's just one weight class difference in MMA. And in this sport, that's close enough to make a super fight very, very real. But why should Ditcheva be concerned? Let's break down the threat level. Amanda Nunes doesn't just beat opponents, she erases legacies. Let me list the names she's conquered. Ronda Rousey, finished in 48 seconds. Chris Cyborg, knocked out in 51 seconds. Holly Holm, knocked out in round 1. Valentina Shevchenko, beaten twice. Miesha Tate, defeated. Germaine de Randamie, beaten twice. Juliana Pena, avenged her only recent loss. Raquel Pennington, dominated.
Nunes' hands are down, and she's walking Ronda down. She tags her again.
Over and over. Amanda Nunes. Big
She's stunned. That's it. It's it. It's over. Wow.
Oh, Nunes was. Oh! Huge head kick for Nunes.
That's
Amanda Nunes, the queen of the jungle. Whoa.
That's 8 current or former UFC champions she's defeated. 8. The numbers speak for themselves. Ronda Rousey, 7 knockouts, the record for most knockouts in UFC women's history. 12 consecutive wins, the most in UFC women's history. 3,940 days, the longest combined title reign of all time.
When you get hit behind the ear like a...
Under a minute here to go round 1.
Good one by Juliana. Full approach from Amanda. She looks... I don't believe that's smart. Better for Juliana Pena. There by the champion.
Pretty good response late in the round. Fire!
Both women landed in that exchange.
But here's what should terrify any opponent. Nunes has never been dominated. Her 5 losses came early in her career. Since 2016, when she won her first title, she's only lost once, a submission to Juliana Pena, which she immediately avenged in dominant fashion. Dakota Ditcheva is undefeated, yes, but she's never faced anyone remotely close to Amanda Nunes' caliber. Now let's talk about fighting styles, because this is where things get really interesting. Dakota Ditcheva is a striker. She's got 12 knockout wins out of 15 fights. Her Muay Thai background makes her dangerous with knees and kicks. She's fast, technical, and at 26 years old, she's in her prime.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos
is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
But Amanda Nunes, she's a complete fighter. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, brown belt in Judo, world-class boxing, devastating power. She doesn't have a weakness. Standing up, she's knocked out the most feared strikers in the sport. On the ground, she's submitted opponents. The size difference that might protect Ditcheva. Nunes has already proven she can move between weight classes and dominate. Ditcheva's striking might be elite, but Nunes has stood across from Chris Cyborg, one of the most feared punchers ever, and knocked her out cold. She faced Valentina Shevchenko, one of the most technical strikers in MMA, and beat her twice. The question isn't if Nunes could match Ditcheva's striking, it's whether Ditcheva could survive Nunes' power and experience. Let's address the elephant in the room: experience. Dakota Ditcheva has 15 professional fights. Amanda Nunes has 28. Ditcheva has won a PFL tournament, an incredible achievement, but Nunes has defended UFC titles 8 times across 2 divisions. Ditcheva has never been to a decision loss, never been submitted, never been knocked out. That's impressive, but that's also because she's never faced someone who could do that to her. Nunes has been in 5-round wars. She's fought through adversity. She's been hurt and came back to win. She's experienced every possible scenario in a fight. In June 2023, Nunes retired as champion, undefeated in her final run. She's been training, staying sharp, and now she's coming back hungrier than ever. Age hasn't slowed down fighters like Daniel Cormier or Randy Couture, and Nunes might be even more dangerous with the wisdom she's gained. Ditcheva is young, hungry, and talented. But Nunes is the final boss, the ultimate test that nobody has passed in their prime. So could we actually see this fight? Here's the reality. If Nunes beats Kayla Harrison and reclaims the bantamweight title, she becomes a 2-time 2-division champion for the 2nd time. At that point, what's left to prove except moving across divisions again? Nunes herself has said, "I love to crush dreams." She's going to be surprised when I hit her the first time. I don't think she's been hit hard. If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge. Those aren't just words. That's a warning. Dakota Ditcheva is a phenomenal fighter, building an impressive legacy, but legends aren't built by avoiding the toughest tests. They're built by facing them. Amanda Nunes is back. And whether this fight happens in 2026 or beyond, one thing is certain. If Dakota Ditcheva wants to be considered among the greatest of all time, she'll eventually have to go through the woman who already holds that title. The question isn't if they should fight. The question is when they do. Will the world be ready for what happens next? This has been your reality check. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.
Introducing first, fighting out of the corner, the big martial artist, holding professional record, 15 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 inches tall, weighed in at 124 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of the heart of Mexico. He's the champion, in the world, the challenger.
One of those big improvements was making that move to 125. Oh, Alexa caught her with that right hand. Oh!
Huge connection. Oh, nice little body shot there from Kim. And a return leg kick, man. Getting after it here.
Oh, leading the dance there.
Yeah,
nice connection.
Oh, nice right hand.
Right hook. 2 minutes, round 2.
Araujo in her last fight, so no doubt it's a read.
And Grasso
starting to sit on these punches a bit. Yeah.
Now, granted, given to you, and the judges are now looking at that like, okay, not only are we at a different spot, but you are effectively scoring. Wow.
UFC flyweight champion Alexa Grasso has just sent a message that's got everyone talking. And Dakota Ditcheva? Well, she fired back hard. Alexa Grasso, the current UFC flyweight champion, recently spoke about Dakota Ditcheva in an interview. And what she said has the MMA world buzzing. Grasso said, and I quote, "Well, I think she has one of the best buddies in the MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that. But it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran. And I saw her fights, and when I didn't fight in a long time, I was like, wow, those girls are amazing. And now to fight, I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure, and it's really a blessing for me."
Well, I think she has one of the best bodies in the MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that, but it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran, and I saw her fights, and I was when I didn't fight in a big time, I was like, whoa, those girls are amazing, and now I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure, and it's really a blessing for me.
Now, on the surface, this sounds respectful, right? Alexa's showing admiration for Dakota's team and her skills. But here's the thing. When a UFC champion starts talking about fighting you, even with respect, it's a challenge. And Dakota Ditcheva? She's not the type to back down. Dakota Ditcheva wasted absolutely no time responding, and her message was pure confidence. Listen to what she said. "People see that when I win this season now, and say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos. As soon as I beat them, I think what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? Yeah, and you've got to be like that, and it's about time that I actually believe in what I can do." But she didn't stop there. Dakota went on, "I think people say to me, oh, she's not fought this person, she's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early. So I make it look easy sometimes."
When I win this season now, and I say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos, as soon as I've beat them, I think, what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? Yeah. Right. Yeah, and you've got to be like that, and it's about time that I actually believe in what I can do. I think people say to me, oh, she's not fought this person, she's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early. So I make it look easy sometimes.
Boom, that's not just confidence. That's a fighter who knows she's special. Dakota is basically saying, I don't just beat people, I make elite fighters look ordinary. That's the championship mentality right there.
On the planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos
is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
And if that wasn't enough, Dakota took to Twitter to make sure her message was crystal clear. She posted a statement that's got fight fans going absolutely crazy. While we can't share the exact tweet here, sources close to the situation say Dakota made it very clear she's ready for anyone, including Alexa Grasso. She's not intimidated by the UFC champion's pedigree, and she believes when the time comes she'll prove exactly why she's being called the future of women's MMA.
Against the fence with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Inaba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn, and the knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Inaba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Inaba can't take a lot of those knees.
This Twitter exchange has fight fans divided. Some are Team Grasso, pointing to her championship experience and that incredible victory over Valentina Shevchenko. Others are Team Ditcheva, saying she's the young hungry lion ready to take over. So let's break down what makes this potential matchup so fascinating. First, you've got Alexa Grasso, a proven UFC champion who shocked the world by defeating one of the greatest female fighters ever in Valentina Shevchenko. Alexa's technical boxing, her composure under pressure, and her championship experience are undeniable. She's been there, done that, and has the belt to prove it.
Next we move to the women's strawweight division.
She's an impressive young lady. I mean, she really believes in the character aspect of this sport and having honor, having integrity, having respect for your opponent. Really wants to be that kind
at
of role model.
116 pounds, fighting out of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Alexa Grasso.
Then you have Dakota Ditcheva, the rising star who's absolutely demolishing everyone put in front of her. With her Muay Thai background, her devastating striking, and her ability to finish fights early, Dakota represents the new generation. She's young, hungry, and fighting like she's got nothing to lose and everything to prove. The question everyone's asking is, what happens when championship experience meets explosive youth? Alexa has fought the absolute best in the world. She knows how to handle pressure, how to adjust mid-fight, and how to survive when things get tough. That's something you can't teach. You have to earn it through battles.
Grasso doing such a good job with the movement, getting in and out, and not taking too much damage.
Well, I think the difference is the way she's using technique in the clinch. It's not like a physical strength issue, it's technique. As my jiu-jitsu coach, John.
But Dakota, she's been finishing fighters so quickly and so dominantly that people are running out of ways to describe her performances. Her striking is crisp, her timing is perfect, and she has this killer instinct that you rarely see. If this fight happens, it could be speed and power versus technique and experience. Dakota would likely try to push the pace, use her range, and overwhelm Alexa early. Alexa would probably look to weather the storm, use her footwork, and drag Dakota into deep waters, where championship experience matters most. Here's the reality. This fight